Today I have a sketchbook tour for you. I finished this sketchbook, I think like last week, and it's an Art Creations by Royal Talens. It's an affordable sketchbook. It has a lot of pages and it's a mixed media sketchbook, although I wouldn't recommend it for like watercolors and things like that. You can use watercolors or inks in it lightly, but the pages buckle quite a lot and sometimes you get the ink seeping through to the other page. So I generally use it for marker pens and crayons like these, or pencil. And yeah, I can't wait to show you what I drew in it. The stickers, these two at the top and these three at the top and these three at the bottom, are by Monkey Mintaka. Sorry about that, the light just completely switched off. And this one's by Rahilu. I think it's Rahilu, not Rachilu. And these are by myself, so I usually stick my own stickers at the back. Sometimes they're like offcuts or bad prints and things like that. But yeah, the sketchbook comes with a band, which I really enjoy using. I don't know why, it's satisfying and keeps the pages nice and closed when you're not using it. It's especially useful for me because I often like have it around and I often have bits of paper like flying around the sketchbook. And usually on my first page there are my details, so I'm just going to hide them. And the sketchbook has 80 sheets of paper, which is quite a lot given the price. So this is quite a low price budget kind of sketchbook, but it's lovely for everyday sketching. It means that I'm less precious about the paper because it's more affordable. And yeah, acid free, the usual stuff. It's 13 by 21 centimeters, so a bit bigger than my usual size of sketchbook by Art Creations. And as always, like each sketchbook cover has the band around the information band in the sketchbook has the same drawing, I think, but it has different color matching the cover, which I think is a nice touch. And on the first page I swatched some Tombow brush pens. They are not light fast, so I already can see that some of them are starting to fade, but I don't mind that too much because it's just a sketchbook. It's not a finished art piece, you know, for display in galleries and things like that. This sticker is from Scroller Box. It came from the packaging, but I like saving stickers, just reduce waste and it looks nice in a sketchbook. And the washi tape is by Rahilu, and I love it because it has a dragon. Just checking the... okay. So in this sketchbook I joined a couple drawing sessions, and also I started on my day 253 of drawing every day, which was in August, and I finished it like last week. So yeah, it took me a while to fill it in, but I tend to use smaller sketchbooks and I kind of mix and match my sketchbooks anyway. Like I worked out that this year I think I worked in like 38 different sketchbooks. I don't know how, but I do have a lot of sketchbooks on the go, so it's not, I've only filled a portion of it, maybe 15 or 20 sketchbooks, I haven't counted exactly. But yeah, it was really fun. And this paper is slightly off-white, which you might or might not be able to tell. I'm trying to find actual white paper. Like this is pure white, and this is how they differ. I used to hate that about it, but now I use these sketchbooks all the time. And in fact, this brand also makes pure white, like bright white sketchbooks, but they have different paper, so I prefer this one. So yeah, this was Drawing is Free session, and I'd like to note how many people are on the call. They keep dropping in and out sometimes, so at the time that I wrote this there were 293 people on the call, and I love that. Like, Chloe is amazing. She leads these sessions for free and she has been doing it for a while now. I'm not sure when exactly she started, but it's an amazing way of finding drawing inspiration. I meant to join them today because they're usually on Mondays, but I don't know, sometimes I just don't feel like it. This is a commitment. You commit to an hour. And the way that these sessions are run is Chloe puts on a song on, like, I guess Spotify. And during that song, one person poses. She's always the first one, so she always has a portrait, but it's nice to warm up always on the same person, and you can kind of see your progression drawing the same person over and over each time. These sessions really help me improve my skills. You might not think so, but I see my improvement. Like, these drawings aren't perfect. They're usually a song's length, so like between 2 and 5 minutes usually. So yeah. And then with each song, a new person poses. I used my Sailor Fude pen on this, and I believe it would have been the same ink as it's currently in my pen, and I wrote it down on this washi tape. It's Iroshizuku Takesumi, and this pen is special because it's bent, and it means that you can create thin and thick lines. I don't want to like mess with the sketchbook right now, but I mentioned this pen everywhere, but you can see kind of the line thickness changing here, and this is all one pen depending on the angle. It's Sailor Fude, and it's from Japan. I mean, I bought it online, but it's made in Japan. More people. Quite like how this person turned out. I think I caught this person's face, and I remember this person as well being similar to what they look like in the call. Sometimes there are two people, and it's a yeah, I did panic on this one because I was trying to draw both of these people. I assume maybe father and son, but I should have just focused on one person because it was half the time for each. Anyway, this session was Odd Orange, and in fact there will be one tomorrow. Obviously, by the time I post this video, it would have been in the past for you. But Odd Orange is a small British English business run by Morgan Grice, and she's been running these sessions for a couple years now, I believe. And she has a free session every month and a paid session every month. The free one is a shorter one, and the paid one is usually like about £3 to £4, and you can buy recordings of past sessions. And ever since I joined my first one, I kept joining them. So this one was titled Let Loose, and I can't quite remember what we were supposed to do, but I had fun on this page. And I think I started with some ink splatters that I already had and then drew on top of them. Maybe that's what I think happened. This tape is by Emily Pete Illustration. I got it recently, and I love the different colors and illustrations on it. And oh, okay, so these were drawn using non-dominant hand, and I quite like how this chair looks. I potentially colored this dog in afterwards, or maybe I was just quick because you don't need to be perfectionist when you're drawing with your non-dominant hand, and I colored it in. And I can't quite remember what we were doing here. This was alternative medium. I'm not sure, maybe negative space, potentially. I used Chinese ink, and it's just called drawing ink, drawing and something ink. So yeah, I really like that ink because it's very, very dark. It's a bit shiny, but it gives a nice block of dark color, black color. Art. I really like how this turned out. At the time I was really into drawing people, so yeah, it was enjoyable. And this was the last reference. I can't quite remember what we were supposed to do here. And maybe this was my own, I can't remember. These are my washi tapes. So if you don't know, I have an online shop and I sell various bits and bobs in it, including stationery that I design or make myself, depending on what it is. That is another one from that orange drawing session. pretty sure. Some washi tape, just some random brand. Probably not the best brand, like Chinese washi tape. And here I was in France with my mum on a little holiday in Nantes. I cannot pronounce it right, so don't quote me on that. And this is from a museum we went to. That city is it's not a very well-known city. It's but it's full of things to see and do. And we went to a couple of museums and galleries. They also have this castle and museum, and it's the Duke of Britain, I believe it translates to. And I drew this, so I got some leaflet from it and I drew it. I think this might be part of the same leaflet potentially. And my mom spotted a Japanese shop and she was like, "Do you want to go?" And I'm like, "Sure, we're in France, let's go to a Japanese shop." I always will go to a Japanese shop. And I picked up this washi tape, which was really cute. Here, this tape is by Suffolk. I cannot pronounce the name, but I will try and pop the name up on the screen. Here I was using that Chinese ink. It's this one, but I can't tell you exactly what it is or how to find it because that's all the information I had on it. I translated it with Google Translate, painting and calligraphy ink, unbranded. So yeah, or maybe there is a brand name, but Google Translate couldn't handle it. I think I picked it up in London Graphic Centre. Yeah, I was just practicing my cuts. I really like the simplicity on this one. And here's another drawing session. So this was the art hang party. This one's run by Melissa, who's in Canada. And this session was, we were given a description. We would draw what we thought the description was talking about. So it was like a goose looking sideways at the camera and so on. And then we had 30 seconds from the photo. So once we drew that, Melissa then showed the reference and we had 30 seconds to draw it, then 2 minutes and then 5 minutes. And apart from the drawing from imagination, which I struggled with, but it was still fun, these were really cool and really fun to do because you ended up improving your drawing with every try. This washi is from my friend that I forgot the name of. I will try and pop the name if I remember. Sometimes the washi tapes don't have usernames on them and I forget where I got them from, but it's really fun. So yeah, another from imagination and then longer and longer timers. I think I panicked there, but I kind of liked it. And this duck was a bit funny. I like to add like weird text just to pretend I'm funny. I quite like how this duck turned out though. Like doing it slower and slower really helped. Like doing something really quick is very useful, and if you've never tried it, I highly recommend trying super quick reference drawing because it's the single thing that will improve your drawing skills tenfold within like a year. It teaches you to notice, it teaches you first of all to let go of perfectionism, accept ugliness to start with, which is a very important part of drawing because you don't always end up drawing super great, and usually you need a bit of a warm-up anyway, so your first drawing isn't perfect. And it also teaches you how to like structure your drawing. I don't know quite what it is about quick drawing, but it's the single best thing I've done in the last couple years that improved my drawing. Another example of my washi tape. I think I was just enjoying washi in this sketchbook. Here is another drawing session. This one is SAW, or Sequential Art Workshop by Friday Night Comics, and it's a Friday night session. I think it's run from the States. So in UK, it usually starts at midnight. And this one was about home and what feels like home and like different ways of identifying home. But yeah, like the name indicates, it's comics. So every Friday night you can join on YouTube or you can watch some replays and you can draw along. I highly recommend it. It's really fun to get a prompt or a warm-up and then a prompt and draw a comic within a night. It's very satisfying to finish something so quickly. And like I said earlier, the sketchbook doesn't handle inks very well, and I think this was ink. I think sometimes I refill my ink, my fountain pens with a syringe, and then I'm like, I have tiny bit of ink left in my syringe, so I just I just spray it on my page because it's fun. It makes a lot of mess as well. Here are some, I think this was, my niece came over. This is a sticker from food, I think, that we had a takeaway. My niece came over and she was like, I really want to swatch. Should we swatch my pens? And I was like, you're speaking my language. Let's do it. And then we drew some faces on them. Or maybe I drew them later. Yeah, it was really fun. And some like doodles and experiments. It's a bit of a nothing page, but I quite like it because it just shows how it doesn't have to be perfect. Here is a bit of a mixture page. I was testing new acrylic paints. I think these were from Winsor & Newton. I was a bit disappointed because some of them are a bit transparent, but I could have checked before I bought them because this character shows, or this rectangle here shows that it's transparent, so I could have checked before I bought it. And afterwards I came in with some random stickers that I save up, and yeah, a lot of different things, and I just stuck it in because I thought I like preserving things. I like keeping things. I don't know, it just is, yeah, it's my thing. So I thought I'll put it in the sketchbook. Here is a bit of holographic sticker I had left over from my sticker sheets, and trying out different materials. Maybe it was an art haul, I can't quite remember if it was. And another Friday night comics. This one was, we were trying to draw and learn different ways of shadowing and using tone in a comic or illustration, and I don't do it enough, but I really liked doing it. I used my trusty favorite pen, one of these, Tombow Fudenosque. It's hands down my favorite pen of all time. I use it all the time now. It's perfect for comics, lettering, illustration, stippling, cross-hatching, scribbling, yeah, anything really. It's really good, and I think this is it in here when I was testing it. And here, I'm not quite sure what this was, but we had a video, a live feed from an owl sanctuary or something like that, and we were drawing. I really can't remember, but we were trying to use these marks to show light and dark areas of the image. Quite enjoyed it. This owl doesn't look like an owl, but I know it's an owl. And here I joined an art hang party, and I was really tired and I just couldn't get into it, so I left it. I continued watching it, but I left the drawing part of it. I didn't even write down what we were drawing. Yeah, I remember being really tired. Here are some business cards that I picked up at Thought Bubble. If you hear, like, if I suddenly stop talking, I check and double check that I'm recording, because I had an accident last week where I was recording and I thought I was recording and I wasn't. Sorry about that. Yeah, I really like these illustrations. These are from these cards I picked up from Thought. So this one is by Annabelle Hewiston, who's an illustrator and comics artist. And this one's by Normally Blue. Really cool illustrations. I really love this one, in particular because of the building and the lines, but they both have a certain charm to them. Here is a leaflet from the Winchester Comics Fair. It's a small fair in UK, and yeah, I really love it. It happens like a few weeks before Thought Bubble, and it's a really nice place to share comics, talk comics, see new artists, meet friends, make friends, and so on. Very nice. I had a half table, and I made a friend by tabling with someone, and they encouraged that there because it's quite a small event. Here are some more business cards. I just like the illustration style on both. They're very random but cute. This one's by Nathan Hill, and this one's by Jamie Kinroy. And I stuck a couple leaves. I've been collecting leaves, probably too compulsively, but what a better way. Like, yeah, I try and use them up. Here is another drawing is free session. I was using Inktense pencils, I believe, pretty sure it was Inktense, and I was dipping them in water and drawing, and it felt very free to do that. Because they are ink, they have ink in them, or maybe some kind of pigment, strong pigment. They were bleeding on the other side of the paper, so I stuck some leaves later on. And I stuck more business cards. I won't be reading out all the artists because, oh, actually, yeah, I can't read this name. Dolores, Amy Gallagher, Shuning G, and this one's by Beck Kubrick. These are all the cards I picked up at Thought Bubble. And I usually just stick them somewhere in a box or a drawer, and I never look at them again, so I thought sticking them in a sketchbook, I'm much more likely to come back to these artists in the future. Another page from Drawing is Free. I really like how these colors work together. Like, they blend really nicely, or like, blend is the wrong word, but like, they work really nicely together. There's a lot of drawing sessions. I should have put down what session this was. This was the Odd Orange session. This one was called The Witching Hour, and I think it was a few weeks before Halloween, or maybe it was a couple days before Halloween. Really like how this one turned out, and the frog. The rest is a bit random, but you know, it's just a sketchbook. Here are cards from my favorite artists from Thought Bubble, Fiona Stabler. I met her and got a couple things from her, including a washi tape swap and Emilia Strilchuk, or Strilhook. I think Strilchuk is the right pronunciation. I picked up their comic book, graphic novel. It's made me cry. And J. Marshall Smith, who is also really, really fun to follow along, and I picked up a couple of his comics. My friend Yancy Liu, whom I met at Winchester Comics, and then again I saw her at Thought Bubble. And I picked up this graphic novel reading room card. I believe they're based in London, and you can come in and read graphic novels. No questions. It's like a library. It's free, I believe. And they also always have a room at Thought Bubble where you can just come, chill out, escape the noise for a bit. And yeah, I was donating some of my zines to them, so I chatted to them for a minute. This is the continuation of the witching hour session. I kept changing my mediums and not really feeling any. Some more business cards. This one's from Yuck Fun. And Biscuit Tin Comics. I think this is purely drawing session sketchbook? I'm not sure, but there's so many. This one's from Friday Night Comics again. It was titled Alien Abduction. And we were supposed to draw an alien abduction. I can't remember if it was supposed to be different with a twist or something, but I drew it as humans taking away abducting an alien. And then he's saying, oh, I guess humans are real. I don't know. Here we were supposed to let go of perfectionism, and we were given this reference, which you probably have seen around. And we were drawing it with left hand. And then we were drawing our week in a nutshell. And I chose to document my week by all the coffees that I had that week. I turned it into a much cleaner and tidy image on my Procreate, but I haven't changed too much. I just cleaned it up a lot and reorganized it. The next one is a bit personal, so I'll skip that. Another drawing session. Yeah. This one's from Odd Orange again. It was, I think, Critter Fin, something like that. Or Jungle, that was Jungle. This was really fun to draw. Really hard, but really fun. This one I didn't do justice. It was a beautiful picture. One day I'll do it justice because it was stunning. I sort of tried to carry on with the same color theme as much as I could. Quite like this one. Here I documented Thought Bubble. I took a few pictures. I didn't really take lots of pictures at Thought Bubble. I usually it's a lot. A lot happens in a very short space of time. So this was 3 days after. So here are the two entrances to Thought Bubble, and I was tabling, so I drew myself. Here I was just experimenting with trying to draw Kiki as a cat. From Kiki's Delivery Service from Studio Ghibli. I just really like drawing famous characters as cats. I'll skip that. That's from my graphic novel. This is an idea. Didn't really do much with it. This is an idea for my graphic novel page. I won't go too much into detail, but it's just the overwhelm I experienced going to cafes and busy places. Here I used a highlighter pen, like a regular highlighter pen, and I thought I should really draw, like I was on a walk and I took lots of pictures of trees, and I usually don't end up going back to them, but this time I tried to draw them all. It was really fun. This page will probably fade with time. I should probably scan it in because I think it will do nicely in like maybe a zine, a sketchbook zine. Another tree. And some ideas. Like maybe for like a thank you sticker or something. And yeah, some more illustration. Had a very hectic day and drew a bit after work. One day I'll improve my horse drawing. Until then I'll practice. That might be from Instagram, from Watching New York, potentially. I'm not 100% sure where I got this reference from. This looks like some... I think I was drawing from pixels, maybe. I'll skip the next few pages, because they're for a graphic novel and a bit more journal-y. And yeah, some drawings of hands. I'm kind of trying to improve my hand drawing. It's useful because I'll be using this. Like, I'll have lots of hand drawings in my graphic novel, I believe. Like, yeah. The next few are a bit YouTube might not like, because they're live drawing session from live drawings, so might be a bit, yeah, nudity. Here I just use my miscut stickers. It's the worst thing that ever happens when a sticker is miscut, and this one is holographic, which was double whammy. So instead of just throwing them away, I just stuck them in here. Here's my table number from Thought and a few things that I printed out for Thought just to have around my table. This one's by a local band in where I live. You should check them out, it's quite fun. Endless Talking. And a couple studies from other people's comics. So these are not my ideas, not my characters. I decided to try and see how other people draw, and it's like a master study, so you look at someone else's painting or drawing and try and recreate it and see what you can, like, how you can maybe like, I'm not describing it very well, but you can try and guess how they've done it, and then maybe learn something from it and implement these things that you've learned in your own work. So this one's from Ghostwatch by S. Cousins, and this one's from B. Muir's Ismail. Just, yeah, a really fun study. Here I was drawing from... I'm just trying to remember. I don't think these are my references. This must be either Random Street View or Pexels. And some more. This was using these chunky crayons. I'm not a massive fan of them, but I do like using them from time to time. I think the colors I have just clash a bit too much for me. But I'm probably not going to get more colors. Another Odd Orange session. This one was Artists at Work. And they were famous artists, but I didn't have the time to like write down their names, so I can't remember who this was. Or this. This was Matisse holding a pigeon and literally drawing it there and then. It's very interesting to see the process. This person had a cut on their arm. And this was Salvador Dali. And I think we found at the call, someone mentioned that this was his wife or girlfriend or something, or someone, I mean, and that she always posed for his pictures, and he always like included her, but we were trying to guess where in the picture she appeared and we couldn't guess, but there was a picture of a horse, which, yeah, I'm not quite sure how that works. This was just an idea for an email that I've never sent. And here, just random doodles. I was trying out ink, so I used lots of washi tape here and painted with ink and then removed the washi. Here are my washi tapes from Thought Bubble. So these two are from Fiona Stabler. We swapped. It's a really nice way of, yeah, swapping. Swapping is really fun, is what I meant to say. And this one's from Yuk Fun. And this is a single design washi tape. It's just a very long tape, which I really enjoy. Some covers from the washi tape. I thought it was nice to keep them. This one I think I picked up at Bubble as well. It was an advert for the Dublin Comics Art Festival. I don't know if I'll ever make it there because it's quite far for me and expensive. And actually it just happened a couple weeks ago. But the leaflet was really cool. And it's a nice reminder for me for future, if I ever choose to go. Or if I ever see it, I might get reminded about it. And here is, oh, I thought I've reached a year of drawing, but it was day 364. Just some ideas. This one was from Scribble Brigade. I kind of started rewatching it on YouTube, and this session was to do with collage, and I was sitting on my sofa, so I left that session for another day, and instead I joined the art hang party. I'm losing my voice now. And this session was 100 packs in 100 minutes. Thankfully I was watching a replay, so I was able to pause, and I paused multiple times. I used Ecoline duo tips, and these markers I've recently tested from a scroller box, and you can see that video. I will link it up in the description. But I kind of didn't click with these markers. I think it was because of the paper that they provided in the box, but since then I've been using them a lot for doodling, and the blue especially is really nice. It's very inky, and it's got like shading properties if you're into ink. But it's they're water-based markers. So yeah, we had a load of photos of pegs, and we were just drawing them for like an hour and a half or something. And thanks to this session, I became much more confident in drawing dogs, especially pugs. I can draw a pug from memory now, which is really fun. They were very quick, so each pug was maybe 3 minutes. Oh, 1 minute per pug, because it's 100 pugs in 100 minutes, of course. Some more. I don't think I skipped a page, did I? No, I've already shown this one. Quite like this one. It's funny. Look at this face. Overall, I think pugs look really sad, so I kind of drew them very sad. And here I kind of continued the session the following day. Sorry, this wasn't my best. Sorry about the background noise. Someone's walking upstairs. Some more pugs. This one was really cute. I mean, they were all cute, but this one especially. Look at this face. Some pugs sometimes have eyes that look 2 different directions, which I think is really funny. And here I took a break, and I just couldn't resist, and I drew this. So it was my day 365 of drawing every day. So last December I decided to draw every day. I was sitting in a cafe, going through a bit of an art blog, and I just picked up my phone, looked at pixels, and started drawing. And that's how the streak started. And now I celebrate days where I'm not inspired and just to do something really quickly. Here I tested those Ecoline duo tips again on this stock, because I really didn't like them on mixed media paper. It was very textured and very easy to peel. Yeah, don't remind me. And I think this was an art haul video, and I drew these using my new pens from CasArt. That video happened a few... well, I will link it up, basically, for you. It's a recent video. And I just used the colors that I had. It was a very weird combination for me. they didn't fully work together, but I think it's nice to try and make weird colors work together. And more packs. I continued the session. I can't imagine drawing them all within the 100 minutes. It's a lot. It's almost 2 hours of drawing constantly, like with really short breaks. So yeah, the tongue. This one's judging us. Some more puggies. This was very interesting pose, very hard to draw. And more packs. And guess what is on the next page? More packs. And the side view of a pack was really hard for me to draw. It was one of the very few references from the side that we had. This one was really cute. I love drawing it again and again and again. And some more. It was a lot of packs. And here I was inspired, and well, this is a sticker from a fruit that I've never had before. It was a persimmon, but we also tried a spiky melon, which wasn't that great that day. And here I was just feeling much more confident in drawing dogs, so I thought I'd give it a go. And I have to say, it's the best dogs I've ever drawn, even though they might not be perfect. And here's another art hang party session. I was right, this was just drawing sessions pretty much, with a few exceptions. Here I was testing the duotip ecolines and the regular brush tipped ones, the same colors basically, and they look the same, which I didn't realize. This was an art hang party where we were drawing ball gowns. Really fun, and I really love drawing really quickly, people really quickly. And some more ball gowns. I really like how this one turned out. The ink. This marker pen really shines in this sketchbook. I really love it. It layers really nicely as well. The page buckles a little bit, but it's not too bad. If you can hear some background noise, apologies for that, but I'm almost done. This was a really interesting dress, and I love how it turned out. I should have said I drew these derpy faces on purpose, so that I wouldn't worry too much. They weren't the most important part of the image, so I just drew them derpy, just for comedy value, fun. And here's the last page. I like how these dresses turned out. And then we have this one with a massive bow, and this was the last picture in this sketchbook. I really like how free I became with these dresses, and I continued drawing these in my new sketchbook. So I started this one, but that's for another sketchbook tour. Once I finished it, I've sped up recently. I've been drawing a lot more in sketchbooks, so hopefully it's coming soon. But yeah, this is the end of the sketchbook. I literally drew on the cover. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, as usual, give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe, all the good stuff. And you can find me on Etsy. I'll leave all my links below, so you don't need to listen to me babble about it. I hope you are inspired to draw and are drawing lots and are, don't experience art blocks ever. But if you do, my advice is try drawing for half a minute every day. And try drawing really quick references, because it's really helped my skills. And I think it might help you as well. Let me know your favorite pages or anything like that. Yeah, I hope you have a lovely day artsing, and until next time, bye!